Hello, everyone. I was just inspired by listening to one of the podcasts that I follow, or just started following actually. And the guest on the podcast was Melanie, and I don't remember her name, but she's a very big expert with over 5 million followers for narcissists and narcissistic abuse survivors or people who want to overcome it. And I just got really inspired because, first of all, narcissism is something that is a subject that is very popular, I can say, in the media and online. And I myself came to know this term about probably 4 years ago or 5 years ago when I started Googling my ex's behavior. And then I realized, or I've seen and I've listened to many people whose first encounter with this term, with this description, was when they were Googling the strange behavior of their partners. And when I think back now about this, and my first attempts on finding out why do I feel this way, why is my ex behaving this way, and it's because, I obviously have been in other relationships and easy access to internet with everything on it that you can kind of you can use the internet to find the answers to everything. Maybe I didn't have that before, or I didn't think about internet of being like almost like a psychologist or the source of answers when I was with my previous exes. But I don't think I had this this edge of, finding out why do I feel this way, why, and then finding out terms like gaslighting and stonewalling and all of those things associated with narcissists. And it really, really helped me understand some of the behaviors, and at the end just myself when I was researching this subject. And there's tons and tons of resources about this. One thing that it was like a revelation to me was that the behavior of my ex resembled very much the behavior of my mom. And it took me some time to understand that, and I still kind of come to terms with that, because the narcissists are in a very generic way. They are divided into covert narcissist and just so a narcissist who kind of tries to portray a very good person who isn't as outgoing maybe as the narcissist who is not covert. Forgot this term for the other one. So covert narcissist can be shy, doesn't have to be a star of the show, doesn't have to have lots of people drawn to him in first instance, but still can do this much damage. And then you have your kind of narcissist that is the star of the show, is very draws many people to them, kind of shines, has got kind of great energy and wants to be a center of attention always. Both of those people, they have a very big wound, very much from the coming from the childhood. And I don't really want to kind of come to how and where does it start from them, for them. It's more about why I was drawn, and I am still drawn to this type of people, is in my heart is a very big mother wound. And like I said, my mother being in my mind, that's how I kind of describe her. But I don't know what type of narcissist she is. She's definitely given me this wound, and my ex was definitely a mirror, and not in any sense that he was like my mom. His behaviors were maybe in some way different, but the feelings that I had, the feelings of insecurity, the feelings of constantly craving his attention, the feeling when he gave me this attention, how elated I was, how on the seventh cloud I was, how much loved I felt from the outside, how full I felt when he gave me this love. And in these moments, I just felt invincible. And then slowly taking this away, and me having to kind of ask for it, fight for it, cry for it, and then totally going into meltdown. And those cycles of giving love and then withdrawing love, being really loving and amazing, and then being really cold and withdrawn. And this is the sort of thing that I experience with my mom. And then the next realization is that this love that was given, it wasn't really real in a way. I mean, it was real, but this love, it's not something that was coming from the empathic. It's not unconditional love. It's not the love that that I am sort of looking now for in myself. Is a love coming with conditions. Is love because the narcissist projected something on me that I wasn't. So they were not loving me. They were loving something that they thought I or wanted me to be, or they were loving me because they thought that's how it's supposed to be. They created this relationship and how relationship should be. And the same with my mom. She, as a mom, loving her child is something that she knows she should do. So that's why she does it. And even saying that really, really hurts me. And I hear a voice of my mom in my head when I say that. A voice saying, I've done so much for you. How can you be like this? And things like this. And then the one thing that scares me really is that they just don't have empathy in them. They can't think about other people in relation or outside of themselves. And since I realized that, I observe my mom and I can see hurtful things that she says to her friends, for example, things that she says and then her friends tearing up. And when I brought and then I brought this up to my mom and said, listen, what you said brought your friend to tears, and she still couldn't understand. It's just this total lack of empathy, and that's the main thing with narcissists. And also the other thing they say, and that's maybe not too much with my mom, or I didn't think about like that about her, because obviously she is much older. She's now in her middle 70s. So, and narcissist, and obviously every person changes. So I don't know how she was when she was 30. One thing I know is that when I was little, she was like a goddess for me. She was like a queen for me. She was just the most beautiful woman. I craved her love so much that I begged her every day to, when she came to say goodnight, to come with me in my bed and hug me. And both of my parents, they aren't very much about hugging and touching, or not at all. Their hugs are quite cold. I would have to ask for some affection. I'd never been like, patted on my hair, or, like kissed with a real affection. Is always very cold. They are both like this. And the way they show their affection is being very diligent. So always making sure that, there is good food on the table, that family sits together for dinner, things like this, that we had holidays. But the one thing that I was really craving, this affection and the holding, the hugging, and, expressing your love, was not there. So I was really suffering as a teenager. I was really, really suffering. But again, in the same time, it's not about saying that my parents, or judging them or anything. I am just, observing how then I took this into the relationship with another person, and the feeling of this receiving this love that I so much craved, and this love being withdrawn from me, and the cycles of this that made me really crazy. And the fact that my mom and my ex, they always wanted to be right. They would gaslight me and, made me feel a bit crazy, I guess, because what I said was not right, or I wasn't whatever, the right person, the perfect person, how they wanted me to be. And my mom expressed that. My ex never really expressed that, kind of verbally, but I could tell, and especially when the relationship was kind of ending, and my resources that I used to give him, because that's what our relationship was very much built on. I was giving a lot of my emotionality and kindness, I guess, and love. And I think he really admired it at the beginning. And then later on, he got bored. The more emotional I got, the more bored he got. But I lost my train of thought now. But I know now the one thing that I really appreciated, or maybe not appreciate, but the one thing I was really lured into in this relationship was this abundance of touching, of hugs. The way he gave hugs was just a really warm way. And this was something that I was really lacking with my mom. And I was really craving that. So I found it there. So I was really, really holding so strong to it. And now, I came out of this relationship, and that wasn't really even on my, I couldn't make the final decision, even though I knew I have to get out. I was just at the end of my, I just didn't have any more energy, and you could tell through my body. My body was telling me also, very much so, through all different sorts of illnesses and things. And but I couldn't make this decision. I was so entrapped in the whole thing, and I was still hoping that I will receive the love, because when the love or the affection, although it wasn't love as you wanted to be, it was this form of love that I was really used to, that I found really familiar, because I knew it from relationship with my parents. So I knew this love, and I felt very familiar. I felt really at home with this love, and this is the only love, the only way of love that I really wanted and remembered from my childhood. That I thought that's really that, and I have to fight to keep it, because I feel amazing, and I did. I feel amazing under this love, but this kind of love and feeling it was not sustainable, and it's not sustainable. And the sad part really is that although I don't have any contact with the ex, so I kind of close the door on that. I still am with my mom, and I cannot close the door on that. So every encounter, now that I am aware, and I see that it hurts me, because in my mind, my mom is quite a lot still on this pedestal. The same with my ex. I tend to put people on pedestals. So he was on pedestal. Now there's no pedestal, no nothing for him. My mom, she is kind of still on a little bit on this pedestal, if someone can be a little bit on pedestal. But I can't close this relationship. I can't remove this relationship. That's so difficult when this is something family related. And yes, since I am awakened, and since I started my spiritual and psychological and healing journey, I see this more and more, and now I have got more tools to heal it and to live with this, because I don't know if it's possible to ever overcome this when this person is present in your life. The awareness is really, really important. So see the things and see your reactions. And as much as I would love to change my mom, it's not gonna happen ever. And she gets more angry now because I have my boundaries more, and I become, the more spiritual, the more awakened I become, the more aggravated she is. She recently said that, I lost my mind, and all the woo-woo stuff surrounding it. So I don't obviously open up to her, but sometimes I do try to both of my parents, and they look at me as if I just fall off Mars planet or something. But I know that, especially in my dad, that it does awake something in them. So, usually I don't say anything, but when there is an occasion, I would, and then they're just silent. So, yes, that was just a talk about narcissists, and there's so many things about it, and how to heal it, and how to live with this. And anyone who is going through it, I really, really wish you all the best. And as always, if you would like to reach out, please do. Like I said, I have some tools that I can share with you, which I can say also now, it's just meditation and breath work, but I can show you and direct you to some maybe good people who deal with that and who provide that. And like with everything, people are so strong, we are so strong, you are so strong that you can overcome everything. Everything is just to find the strength in you, in yourself. And it's not about being strong and being like, yes, it's just a slow everyday step, and it's awareness, and it's realizing, and it's this little love, 1% by 1% that you are giving to yourself. And it can start with something as simple as, seeing yourself in the mirror and saying something nice to yourself. Just a little tiny nice thing. Because I know so many people look in the mirror and they are just being so critical about their own reflection, about their own body, about what they've done, about how they behaved. So catching ourselves in those moments and just stopping ourselves and trying to love ourselves with this unconditional love that doesn't have any conditions on itself, that doesn't come with any goals, anything to achieve, that is just exists, just is, because that's what we are, love.